Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. I'm Peter Gross, co-host of the original Wild Kingdom with Marlin Perkins and Jim Fowler. Most of us have seen movies or television shows where sharks have been portrayed as marauders who prey on unsuspecting swimmers or smaller fish in the sea. But many Wild Kingdom episodes illustrate how sharks and other predators are an important part of the food chain in our underwater world. Oceans cover 70% of our planet, yet we still have much to learn about this important ecosystem. Modern technology has enhanced our ability to study the ocean with minimal disruption to their habitat. Human involvement in recent legislation to protect underwater creatures allow for their resurgence. There's more good news to come in the Wild Kingdom, so sit back, relax, and enjoy Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Hello, welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Today, our story is about an expedition aboard the Geronimo. The Geronimo is a 40-foot vessel belonging to Marineland of the Pacific and is used to capture marine specimens for scientific study and for display in Marineland's vast oceanarium.
The deep waters off California's coast are an ideal hunting ground because it's here that cold ocean currents and warm currents converge. This means that you can find a great variety of marine animals in one comparatively small area.
Sailing these waters, so rich in marine life, is an exciting adventure. The men of the Geronimo are equipped to catch anything from whales to the biggest seal in the ocean, the elephant seal. They can catch sharks or octopus, fast-swimming dolphin, or the deadly little scorpion fish. I was already aboard the Geronimo when Jim joined us at the Marineland dock. A friendly wave from Captain Frank Brocato, and as Jim embarks with 60 pounds of diving equipment, there's also a welcome hand from John Prescott, Marineland's curator. John's in charge of this capture expedition. We will be catching blacksmith fish to feed the other fish back at Marineland. But when the Geronimo sails, you never know what adventures are waiting out in the blue Pacific. Moving out to sea, all hands are at their posts. In deep water now, it's time to increase speed. It's also time to check equipment. The regulator's fastened to the air tank. A couple of turns to open the valve, and air flows to the mouthpiece. All equipment working properly, and Jim goes below to change into his wetsuit. From the lookout, I suddenly see fins. Not sharks, but a school of porpoises. These friendly creatures are not fish. They're air-breathing mammals, small relatives of the whale. Geronimo's skipper, Captain Boots Calandrino, sights our fishing grounds. As we alter course, he grabs his cap and hurries aft to help Benny Falcone ready the giant purse net. It's time to reduce speed. The net must be laid in a circle around the fishing area. One end's attached to the skiff, the other to our stern. Fishing this way requires teamwork. Benny lets out the draw line. John and Jim make sure the net doesn't snag on anything. If it does, it'll tear. And that's thousands of dollars worth of handmade net ruined. Frank finishes the maneuver. The last of the net goes over, and the circle's complete. Now the draw line is power winched to board, which closes the bottom of the net like a purse, and it's hauled up to deck level. Suddenly, danger. Sharks. Luckily, they're outside the net, but it could be damaged. So before raising the net, John and Jim must dive and check it. Cameraman Ralph Nelson goes first. We're faced with a tricky problem. If there are also sharks inside the net, they'll tear it trying to escape. And they could attack the divers. But the quickest way to find out is to dive.
Whether you're a first-time amateur or a seasoned pro, it's a thrill every time you dive. And when you're not sure what you're diving into, that makes it even more exciting. The men of the Geronimo did a good job. They've netted an enormous school of blacksmith fish. Now it's up to us to do our job and make sure the net isn't torn. If it were damaged and they tried hauling it aboard, they'd not only lose their catch, but the net would be ruined. So far, no sign of sharks, and the net itself looks fine. There's something over there. Luckily, the shark's on the outside of the net. It's caught in some of the loose hanging folds. This could mean trouble. John Prescott goes to investigate. As he nears a mullet caught in the net, another deadly shark strikes from outside. Fortunately, the shark doesn't damage the net. But now I'm in trouble. Must clear the regulator. It clears easily. I've got to hurry back. Now Marlin realizes there's trouble down below. Anxiously, I start hunting for John, but you can't see very far in this cold twilight world. No sign of John. I hope he didn't run into another shark while I was topside. A shark inside the net. At the last second, I catch sight of a dark shape diving at me. Its headlong charge leaves it hopelessly entangled. This is going to take time and the water's cold. I'll need a hood for warmth and lots of luck to free that shark from the net. Trying to free the shark is even more difficult than I expected. It's not only ripped halfway through the net, it's also torn its mouth. Blood in the water attracts other sharks. When they smell it, they go mad and attack anything. Sure enough, here comes a second shark. It's charging straight at John. Now he's headed in my direction. Man, that was close. It almost caught John. We've got to do something about this. John calls for our special shark gun. A bullet fits into the power head on the end of a lance. One good jab fires the bullet. It's deadly and efficient. But here comes a third shark, and no sign of John. Now there are two sharks loose in the net with us. But John only knows about the other one, which he attacks. Trailing blood like a damaged fighter plane trails smoke, the killer goes to its end. You hate to kill any creature, but this is one case where it can't be avoided. One disadvantage with this type of shark gun is the time wasted going back topside and then having to have someone there remove the power head, dispose of the used bullet, and reload it. All this time, John doesn't know that there's a second shark loose in the net with us. Because being underwater, it's difficult to communicate with him. He heads for the shark with the torn mouth and puts it out of its misery. I'm going topside. There's nothing more I can do. John's got the shark gun, and now he knows where the third killer is. Marlin wants one of the sharks brought aboard for filming. So John grabs the last one, which isn't the largest, but is the least damaged by the shark gun. Even if you've dived many times, you can never really judge the size of your catch until you get it on deck. Underwater, they always look bigger. This isn't a monster, but it's no baby either. Its teeth are exceptionally sharp. and it can tear its victims apart. A shark's teeth grow in rows and are self-renewing. As the old fall out, the new replace them. With the shark menace licked, the crew can begin the back-breaking task of hauling in the net. As the net grows smaller, you can see the blacksmith fish that are forced toward the surface. While Marlin, up on the bridge, and John and I, amidship, look on, the crew begins the slow task of scooping our catch aboard into the saltwater tanks. John and I went to a lot of trouble to save this catch and the net from sharks. But it was worth it. A good catch like this will feed Marineland's fish for many days.
Now it was time to start our hunt for the ugliest and fiercest looking creature in the Pacific Ocean, the giant octopus that lives in dark caves more than 30 fathoms below the surface. The Geronimo sails the deep waters of the Bay of Monterey. This is where the hunt begins. Our vessel slows above a submerged reef, and everyone makes ready as we come to anchor. Cameraman Ralph Nelson leads the way. Some last-minute adjustments to our equipment, then John Prescott and I are all ready to go. Down we dive through a narrow crack in the reef, heading for the caves below. I often feel the world below the waves is one of the most exciting places because here man is completely out of his element. Here nature takes on its many forms and delicate hues. For those privileged to explore it, the camera lights illuminate its wonders. Bright colored sea anemones that look just like flowers but are really animals. Those petals are tentacles used for feeding. We continue our search for a creature that also uses tentacles for feeding. 8 long tentacles. The fearsome-looking Pacific octopus. And at 12 fathoms, we find him, lurking in the distant shadows. He's so well camouflaged that except for his breathing, you wouldn't see him. Our only capture implements, our 2 hands. Desperately, it struggles to escape, but I've got a good grip and I won't let go. In an attempt to escape from danger, the octopus prepares to use its main weapon, a dark liquid smoke screen. The smoke screen ejected by the octopus hides him when he flees from an enemy, but it also deadens the sense of smell of his attackers, such as moray eels and wolf eels. But against humans, the liquid's no defense. It's non-poisonous and has absolutely no effect. John's standing by as again it squirts me. It'll take more than that before I let go. John knows how tiring this can be and comes to help out. Now you'll see our fearsome friend isn't as dangerous as he looks. The octopus is really a shy, inoffensive creature that will only attack a diver if it's stepped on. It cannot crush you with its tentacles, but it does have a beak-like mouth and can bite. It can be dangerous if it gets on a diver's head, because it may rip his air hose. Otherwise, poor Mr. Octopus. Bad looks have given him a bad and totally undeserved reputation. We've been down long enough. It's time to get going and take our 8-armed prize back up to the Geronimo, where we'll be able to inspect him more closely. However, getting him aboard isn't quite so easy. Boots lends a hand, but an octopus is a slippery creature. That was close. For a moment, he almost got away. But finally, he goes safely on board, and Boots Caladrino's got a slimy handful on his hands. Our octopus is a pretty fair-sized one. I guess that spread out, he's about 8 feet from one tentacle tip to the other. His mouth is hidden on the underside of his head, there, where the 8 tentacles meet. It's difficult to see, and he tries to cover up in front of the camera, until Boots makes him hold still. Along each tentacle, there are 2 rows of these round suction cups. With them, the octopus can attach itself to rocks, hold on to its food, and it's pretty difficult to break the hold. It feeds by grabbing a crab with these tentacles. Then it injects its catch with a numbing poison before using its beak-like mouth to crush the crab's shell. We can't keep this one out of water much longer. The last prize is safely stored, and we're on our way to Marineland. The sea covers about 7/10 of the Earth's surface. Most of the Earth has been explored, but the ocean and its inhabitants are still relatively unknown. No one can even guess its potential, the untapped mineral wealth and the food resources that lie beneath its waves. Every expedition, from the largest full-scale scientific undertaking to our own modest venture aboard Marineland's Geronimo, adds something to man's storehouse of knowledge. And it is that knowledge which one day will be the key to unlock the secrets of the sea, that last great unexplored frontier of the Wild Kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Like what you saw? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for more exclusive content. And visit our website at wildkingdom.com.